What's up, Dialed fam? It's a very typical Friday morning at the studio. I'm about to pump out a newsletter that's all about the 2022 Dialed Health Shred, which we are very on top of this year. I looked at the dates of when we published the blog post last year and sent out all the information. It was December 26th for a contest that started a week later, and we're a couple weeks ahead of time, which feels really good. We have better prizes than last year. I mean, $500 cash straight to your PayPal from us. We have a Index Smart Scale from Garmin and a BPN supplement package that will be custom to your shirt size and what products you want. So pretty freaking sick if you ask me, and I'm excited that we're going about it the right way. In fact, I'm sipping on a little BPN Flight right here, little pre-workout sour watermelon, which even though I am going to do my strength workout and I'm going to take you guys along for that in about, 45 minutes or so, sipping on this beforehand and while I'm doing computer work, it literally does make you more focused. I mean, it's caffeine, it's some other stimulants, but it's funny because a lot of pre-workouts are making their way into the gaming world and stuff like that because of the focus element, which I totally understand. Anyways, that's a side note. I'm excited for the next couple days because I'm finally feeling better. I've been sick all week and there's still a lot of gunk in my face. Like, I've been blowing my nose like crazy. But I think I'm feeling good enough to the point where I can have a pretty normal strength workout today. I anticipate myself feeling a little weak, maybe feeling a little shaky, but hopefully by the time I go for a road ride tomorrow, I can pretty much ride normal. I did a easy spin. I've been doing easy spins all week. I have not missed a workout, but I mean, I did the easiest pedal I've ever done on Trainer Road on Tuesday. Yesterday, which was Thursday, I did a more typical endurance ride, but it was still only an hour instead of an hour and a half, which is my typical minimum. So, and even Wednesday, we filmed a guided workout, but that was my only workout. And it was basically a ride prep video. And it was 10 minutes of, movement prep, a little activation, and that's it. So it was the bare minimum. It was enough for me not to miss and keep my body a little activated, which is, dude, I feel so much better than even just completely resting. I mean, when I'm sick enough, I will get to the point where I'm not doing anything, but it wasn't at that extent, thankfully. And I just noticed that even after this week of very minimal exercise, I got to a point where I was like, my body feels recovered muscularly, but I started to feel sluggish yesterday, not even from the sickness, just from not moving my normal amount, which I don't like. So my legs even got kind of heavy, which was really interesting. Anyways, the plan is to take you through the workouts the next couple days. We'll start with my strength workout today. We'll go on that ride tomorrow, and it should be just some good old-fashioned fun vlogging. I've kind of noticed watching back some of the YouTube videos that I don't almost bring my normal amount of energy, and it's not because of any reason besides I think I'm not used to it still. It's really weird. I'm almost just not used to this form of communication because I know how to talk through the podcast, which is like crazy long form, and I know how to talk on Instagram, which is the ultimate short form, really. And so this in-betweener, it's funny, I've almost found myself kind of lethargic through it, which is strange. And I've also noticed that still implementing it into my schedule has been difficult, and even doing this multi-day vlog today will be something different that I haven't normally done. But I also think it takes the pressure off of doing everything in one day, which is kind of cool. So I don't know, I'm still trying to find my groove, but I am enjoying it, and it's been nice to have other layers of content. In fact, another little update, I guess, is that we are taking the podcast from 2 days a week down to 1 day a week, even though we've been making all these changes and there's been a lot of improvement, but we're still trying to figure it out because we add these extra layers and it takes away from something else. And what we realized is, okay, the second day of podcast is awesome for the podcast, but we still aren't doing consistent newsletters and consistent blog posts the way that we want. So we need to make sure we pour into those other parts of content and make sure our flow of content is super well-rounded for the whole business. And it's requiring me to hire out copywriters and to get more people involved with the team and new tasks, which that's just a big management thing on my side, and just trying to learn how to be a boss and really run the whole business and not just be a trainer, which is really fun, but super challenging. So it's always funny how now everything really does affect the Dialed fam, and I try and take that more and more seriously, but I'm really stoked about where we're ending the year at. Anyways, total side random thoughts. enough of the boring stuff. I will get this newsletter out, and then I'll see you again in my strength workout. Yes, I'm already shirtless because I brought my body hair razor, my Manscaped, to the gym to shave my chest. So it's all buttered up, but I'm mad right now because even though I had my GoPro on the charger, it didn't charge, and I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure out stuff with this new 360, but it means that you guys got kind of screwed, and now you have to watch watch the workout clips from my Instagram stories. So we'll cut to that now. I apologize. I really want to get you a good strength training video, and I plan on doing a lot more strength training in these videos because this is actually really what I do. So I guess I'll just show you these IG clips I got for my story, and then catch up with you tomorrow on my ride. Hello. I am trying to get as warm as I can for this ride. It's in the 40s and it's cloudy, and it's probably gonna stay that way the whole time, which is pretty unlike California. It's about as cold as it gets. So I'm waiting on my thermal Dialed Health bibs. Other than that though, my gear's pretty dialed in, dude. I have this head wrap I'm trying for the first time, which I forgot I was wearing it. My wife walked in and she was trying to talk to me. And it's like, I just look so ridiculous. I had this on and my bib and my heart rate monitor. Anyways, I'm excited about it though because it's really thin, but it still covers my ears. So I think it's gonna be perfect, honestly, on today. And I was debating on wearing a full jacket, but I think a thermal and a vest will be plenty. See if I regret that or not. But I'm really stoked for this ride. I have a super wide angle, as you can tell on the GoPro right now. And so I'm gonna get a couple riding shots while I'm out there, but I kind of have 40-ish mile route planned. Honestly, I'm stoked because I'm still not feeling great, so I'm gonna just kind of ease into it. I still plan on blowing myself up, but we'll see how the body holds up. But it's nice to not be like checking the clock constantly. And I'm even gonna ride a new section of road I've actually never ridden before, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, we'll see you out there. Also, I figured out how to charge my GoPro. Nothing was wrong with it, but I had to take out the battery pack and stick it back in and then recharge it. That was it. That's like one of those really annoying electronic things that, like, for me, I don't think to do things like that because I'm like, oh, it's just not working. When someone who's good with electronics, like I see Brady do it all the time where he's like, oh, turn it off and on, take the battery out and this and it, sign in, sign out. Like, you know, forget the device, reconnect the device. I'm getting better at it, but who would think you just got to pop the battery pack in and out, whatever.
Hachi.
Since that ride clip, I started climbing out of the clouds. It warmed up. I ended up peeling off my neck gaiter and my head wrap. And then I turned onto the new section of road I haven't ridden. It was absolutely incredible. Glass, downhill the whole way, which I didn't expect. I was like 30 miles per hour and up basically for, I don't know, it felt like a few minutes at least. And I just slowly dropped back into the clouds. So figured I'd stop. I'm gonna put my head wrap back on because it just dropped like 10 degrees and my ears are chilly, and I'm gonna have a little food. So first things first, I had 2 scoops of GM1 Sport. This is the Bare Nutrition carb mix, lemon lime, 40 grams right there in my bottle. I always start my rides by drinking my calories right away, just to like get it in my system as soon as I start working. I also brought this GU Liquid Energy. It's coffee flavor, 40 milligrams of caffeine, and super easy to drink. And then just in case I got really hungry, I brought these mashed up gingerbread cookies, which I actually think I'll have a couple with this coffee goo, which sounds pretty dang good. So I'll wash that down with some of my water that's in my other bottle and put my head wrap on and just pretty much charge all the way home. I'm gonna be hitting rollers. I have a couple small hills I'll go over, but for the most part, I mean, it's gonna be, I would say, a fast ride home. And for the record, I'm still not 100%. I feel like at the top of these climbs, my heart rate's out of control. I can see it, it's pretty dang high. And it's just hard for me to breathe right now. my lungs are definitely not there. So it's been a good ride to vlog on and kind of get back out. And I was worried I wouldn't be able to perform at all on this ride, but I actually do feel pretty good for the most part. And it's just fun to be out on the bike. If anything, that new road was worth it. All right, made it back, ride's over. It is freaking cold out here. I walked in to grab a Red Bull and I noticed we had some coffee left over, and I was like, you know what? I'm heating that up. I'm putting a bunch of vanilla sweet creamer in it, and I'm gonna sip on it. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking good. So figured I'd show you my stats from the ride because I didn't feel very good. I'm definitely sick. Like when I could tell when I went to push my normal pace, when the fatigue hit me, it hit me hard, like way harder than normal. I feel like I had to back off a lot quicker. Normally I can feel that happen and I can regulate my pace and settle in, but it felt like I had no chance to regulate. I just had to way back off. So in that sense, it wasn't great, but I looked at my power and my stats and stuff and I was like, I actually still threw down a little bit, which is pretty cool. So let me show what that was. So first off, I would follow me on Strava. I typically talk about my ride, how I felt, how, you know, what happened, whatever, and try and get some photos up there. But if you can see, total distance, 38.28 miles. Total elevation, 1,893 feet. And average speed of 21.7 miles per hour. So I was pretty stoked on that. 1,800 calories burned. We'll go into here for some more data. Pretty sick profile. So that really good downhill I was talking about was like right in here. And usually my rides are like this because I live in the valley. So I'll kind of climb up. And usually it'll roll a little bit more, but then it comes down, hit a little peakers in there. Peakers. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, you can see I only climbed up to 976 feet, not super high. Top speed, 40 miles an hour. Average speed, I already said that. Normally my moving time versus elapsed time isn't that big of a difference. It's almost like 20 minutes. I just did a 2-hour ride recently and I only had 5 minutes difference between the two. Usually it's more like 5 or 10, but when I am vlogging, I have to stop more and get content and stuff. So that's kind of why that slowed it down. And then cadence, I kind of run a high cadence. So 94 average, 118 max. Heart rate, this is where I could tell I was sick, man. 183 heart rate is pretty dang hard for me, especially since I didn't really go crazy on an effort. Like normally I would hit 183 if it was hot outside and I was doing a KOM or something. But even then, I usually don't, I mean, I'll hit the upper 180s, but that's like my max heart rate is like 189, 190. I think 189 is the highest heart rate I've ever actually seen, at least this year, since I really started tracking. And we go to power. We have max power, 851 watts, average weighted power, 276. So if you're not familiar, average power takes into account, when you look at that 263, that's even when you're coasting. And then weighted power is just when you have power on the pedals. So it's a little bit more accurate to as what you threw down. I guess you could use both though. And then you just look at my power zones, which is pretty cool. So I always like to see like how much time I spent in threshold or higher. So I spent 18 minutes between 295 and 344 watts, 11 minutes between 344 and 394. And I spent 8 almost 9 minutes actually at 394 between that and 492. And then I spent over 5 minutes above 492 watts. So that's pretty sick. So yeah, overall, not too bad. This coffee's so freaking good. Oh, I just want to jump my whole body in this cup right now. I'm about to go take a very steamy shower, and then we're going to church. So I'm going to load up the family. And you know what? I'm bringing the GoPro. I'm going to show you how insane my car rides usually are. I should almost like wear a chest cam to show you the loading process and how long it takes. I mean, I'm not that committed to vlogging. Oh gosh. But I will tell you, getting these 3 kids in and out of the car with car seats and all that stuff, it is such a mission. So we literally, if we want to be on time somewhere, we'll have to start loading people up, or loading all the kids up, and just start like getting people ready at least 30 minutes before we go. At least. I am not exaggerating. If 45 is like, all right, let's like make sure Otto's got his clothes on, but let's make sure we're ready. But it's worth it. When we get to church, dude, there's daycare. It is so nice. We already love church. Saturday night's great. We even talked about going to watch some Christmas lights tonight. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to bring this sucker with me.
Baby, I got frostbite on my pinky toe. Presents all got lost in the mail. 10 feet of snow.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm still smiling.
Despicable.
'Cause I got you around.
That's some good rapping. I'm not going to lie. You did pretty good. Last year, your rapping sucked. Guess I'm just kidding. It's never sucked.
Nothing can bring us down. Stuck on the highway, traffic's out of sight. Internet's down and we can't watch it. It's so wonderful. Life. But I'm still smiling 'cause I got
What? I got you applesauce.
Anna, don't you get your applesauce?
it's Christmas time.
Are you not stoked?
Nothing can bring us down. It's Christmas time and nothing, nothing can bring us down.
You sat on the chocolate. You literally sat on it. Oh my gosh. This
wanna look
is
over here.
insane.
Over here.
Oh my gosh.
It wasn't my fault. There's so much stuff over here.
It's Christmas time and nothing, nothing can bring us
Church started 1 minute ago.
Church started 1 minute ago. So, we're really lucky. We live like a mile and a half away. We're also really lucky they have coffee there because your boy needs it. Okay, I'm gonna get this down.
Yeah, but
Alrighty.
I got you the lid. Yeah, I did.
Okay.